Welcome back, everybody. Ooh. How you guys doing? Ooh. How are you guys today? Wow, I went on a little trip there, I think. Is it already? That's 18 minutes. Wow. Welcome to Tuesday Museday. I'm Kalani. I eventually appeared on your screen. I don't know what was going on. Thanks, you guys. I don't know what was going on with the equipment, but the picture was not going from my video stuff to the computer, so I unplugged it. I did a hard reset, you guys, and it just came on, and I was like, "Oh yes, that's good." So it's okay, right? We've had worse problems. I see sound. Rebecca's like, "Yes, to the Amazon." Thank you, Roseanne, for the compliment. Yeah, so before we get too far in, I want to say that today's theme is just mellowness, calmness. I brought out the singing bowls, as you can see. I feel like my camera is not, it's like everything's angling down this way. It's flat, though. It is flat. But yeah, I brought out the singing bowls over here. And it's kind of nice to break these things out once in a while. And I have the happy drum over here. Happy. I haven't brought out the happy drum in a long time, so it's kind of nice to get that one out. So steel tank drum or steel tongue drum, the happy drum, and then two crystal quartz singing bowls. I have an A, and an E, and then you guys, we had 3 octaves, 3.5 octaves of Native American style flutes. What does he mean? Let me show you. Let me get right into it. I'm actually going to take these headphones off because I don't really need them, and they're making my ears sweat. Not that you needed to know that, but let me take these things off for a minute. Oh my goodness. So we have this. This is a bass A. It's a low A flute, and this is a blue star, really nice. Right? The bass, you got to be careful in the studio when you're moving this thing around. And then I went to a mode 4E. So I went up halfway up the octave to E, and I played in mode 4, which matches the same notes on the A. And this is another blue star flute, really nice, as you can hear. Then we went up the full octave to the mid A, and this is a Northern Spirits flute by our friend Richard Dubé. Up there in Canada. Richard just retired, but he's still doing these flutes out of PVC, ABS actually, food grade ABS, so you can eat them if you get hungry enough. And then, that's not what that means. Then I had a High Spirits, they call this the pocket flute, and man, it's tiny. It actually does fit in your pocket. It's a 5-hole, and that's okay. And it's very high pitched, as you could hear. And so that's our 3rd octave. So pretty fun. This is 2 octaves, not 3rd octave. Yeah, 3rd octave. This is 2 octaves above the first one. Let's just get a comparison for size comparison. So, can you guys see that? Maybe if I hold this over here. Dun 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 dun. All right. So yes, and Roseanne just mentioned Richard Northern Spirit flutes. I think it's Northern Spirits. Is it Northern Spirit or Northern Spirits? There's probably more than one. Spirit. And he's also in Canada. Yeah. So go Canada. Yeah. And what else? I had a couple of the bird whistles that I went over. Remember I went over these a couple weeks ago when the power was out and I was in the garage? And I had a couple little, I guess that's like a dove, and then I had the little squeaker. And, oh, and then this one. Kind of a mourning dove or an owl. I don't know. You decide. And then we had one of my favorite things, you guys, the seed pods. Let me focus this up here. And I've had these for so long. And we used to call them ankle pods. They are, because they go around your ankle, right? You can see that you could tie them like that for dance. But they're so sweet. I love them. Really nice. And what else do we have going on? Put a little shaker in there. I got a couple other pod bundles over here. So keep those in mind for Gimme Five later. I think that's about it, right? I think that's everything. Let me know if I missed anything, but I think that's everything in the opening. And let's say welcome. Haven't even said hello, except to a couple people. So Bill is here. Welcome. Nice and early. Alex is also Sienna. Richard. Again, hey, Richard. Cornelius is listening and driving. Hopefully, he's still on. I don't know, but welcome. Thanks for tuning in when you're driving. And then Rhythmic, is that Rhythmic Max or MX Mexico? Is that from Mexico or Max? Or Mexico? Yeah, you're saying I have a fortune in instruments. I guess I kind of do. Not like some people, like, but I got to tell you, all right, Rhythmics in Mexico. Go Mexico. These, I can't even fit them in the picture, but these crystal bowls are especially nice. There's different types, and these are the more expensive ones. And why do we care about that? I got these because they're in tune, pretty much in tune, a little sharp actually. And Cornelius is done driving, that's good. And they just ring forever. If you get the other sets, I guess more basic sets, it's fine, but they're not gonna do this. Which is keep going for like a minute and a half on its own. I mean, and it barely drops in volume actually. And the tone is really nice, although that's not the most important thing, I guess. But these things ring a long time, and I got an A and an E because for me those are two of the more common notes that I can use, because I can use the A for A minor, obviously, and for C major instruments, C pentatonic. And then I can also use the A if I want to play in D minor, because the A is the fifth of D minor. I can use the E because it's the fifth of A. I can also use the E as a foundation for the E flute. So I can play in E minor, and then I think that's about it, yeah. So at least 3 keys. I've got the root or the fifth. And I suppose, let's see, anything else I could play? A, yeah, or D, or E. I feel like there should be one more, but I can't think right now. Rebecca says I have to split early, so that's fine. I'm glad you dropped by. Did I say hello? I think I did. Or if I didn't, hello, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. All right, you guys. So let's go on to. Wait, let me get ready. Hold on. Am I ready? Did you notice these bowls are still going? It's crazy. I had a guess the sound item, and now I forgot what I was going to do. All right, I guess I'm going to improvise right now. It's going to be a surprise. Guess the sound! All right. I feel like this should be super easy because it's basically, well, I'm not going to say anything. Just check it out. I want to see if you guys can get it with just a very short clue. All right, Alex. Yeah, of course, it's sleigh bells. I think like I just did sleigh bells, right? So sorry for being lazy. I'm just looking around. What's right near me? All right, so yeah, sleigh bells again. But also, check it out, you guys. Right? So we like sleigh bells. And I feel like sleigh bells, if mixed in, you know, tastefully, can also integrate with some of the other sounds that I have going here. So, oh, which just reminded me, I missed one of the most important sounds from earlier. So congratulations, Alex. And Bill also chimed in with sleigh bells. So that's good. You guys are, you can actually hear the sounds coming through the interwebs. And if you're watching on a smartphone, well, I guess sleigh bells would be a good sound for a smartphone because there's really no bass in sleigh bells. We'll hear more from those later. Right now, I want to go back to this instrument, which is what? You guys remember this? I've used this before. And maybe I should have, this should have been the guess the sound. This is the Acme J call. They call it the J call. Yeah, Richard was like, yeah, it was last week. I guess the sound. Just checking on you guys. Yes, Alex said the metal mushroom. So yeah, metal mushroom. This thing is awesome, and you heard it earlier. In fact, it's still in here, right? And I love that because it's such a small instrument and it's so simple. So let me play it for you. And I'll add a little bit of reverb because it just sounds way better. Let me put my headphones back on so I can hear what I'm doing. But you cup it in your hand like that. So I'm just holding it like this, right? And then you can kind of blow into it, and then you open your hand. And then when we put the reverb on, also, yeah, rhythmic. I don't know what your name is, but should I call you rhythmic? You mentioned Aztec whistle, and I do have a few of the Pre-Columbian whistles. There's one right in back of me. I'm gonna grab it. Hang on, let me give you guys something to listen to while I'm away. This one I got from Javier Quijas, and he signed it right here. It used to have two of these round things on it, but one broke off because I actually took this on the road, and I used to play this in Yanni's band. So it got a little beat up. It had some cracks, and I had to fix it. But I just love the sound so much. Let me play it for you by itself. So I've had this for maybe 30 years, and yeah, it's kind of been around, but it is what we would call a pre-Columbian instrument, Aztec or Mayan. I'm not sure which. Maybe Rhythmic, you know better than I do. But yeah, these kind of whistles. I also have some death whistle, the skull, and they're just so interesting and intriguing. So I have a few clay whistles, but I don't usually keep them. They're actually on my mantle in the living room. But let's hear this one again by itself. So super fun, you guys. All right. So you can keep that in mind for the Gimme Five. And today, I think that would blend in really well with today's theme of just kind of relaxing sounds and soothing sounds. That was the idea in the first part. I feel like it got a little complicated, but maybe it's okay. Maybe it's interesting. It's easy to get a lot of stuff going in the looper, and that's just one of the things that with short loops, in fact, I'm going to make some longer loops right now while I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to erase everything that's in here. And yeah, Roseanne said everything sounds better with reverb. That's true. Pretty much everything except bass and bass drum. But maybe even sometimes bass and bass drum could sound better with a little reverb. I'm going to just right now set up some longer loops because with the goal of doing kind of relaxing music, I want to have some longer loops in here. So I'm going to set up most of these for 4 bars, and then maybe I'll do one 8 bar. All right, so I'm going to save this in memory just so I have it set up. And if you guys have any news or questions or links you want to share that are relevant to what we're doing here, music in the channel, or you want to share, I know Richard has some recordings and things, so feel free. And I think Roseanne too, if you want to share your channel. Roseanne has a YouTube channel where she's starting to post some music stuff. So please share away. That's one of the reasons we're here doing this, to help spread the word about things that you guys might be interested in, or things you might be doing. So let's see. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. And while that's happening, go ahead and think about Gimme Fives. The Gimme Five live loop in at the end. It would be great to have some of these sounds. Now I do have, so I have all the A flutes and the E flute. We could do E minor as well. We could do E minor flutes. I just have the one E minor. No, I actually have 2, but one of them's in this bag over here, and I have to dig it out. But I have the E minor flute, which is, it's nice. It's kind of the upper bass range. You guys hear that when I play the hand pan over here? You can see it in this camera. The hand pan right here is picking up on a lot of the sounds. which is kind of fun for me. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but sympathetic vibrations. I also do have, yeah, the Monolini back here, but the Monolini is tuned to D's and A's. And I'm not sure it's actually in tune right now. I brought it out here earlier. It changes with the temperature. So the Monolini is the kind of thing where you have to tune it up really right before you're going to play it, and then hope that it stays pretty much in tune while you're playing it. But if the temperature goes up or down, or the humidity goes up or down, the tuning is going to go up and down on that thing. It's not, you don't have to tune it a lot, but it's like tuning a piano kind of. In fact, it's basically the same technique as tuning a piano, and it just, there's a lot of strings. So if you do need to tune it, it just takes a while. It's easy to do, but it takes a minute. Charlie's here. Happy Tuesday Museday to you, Charlie. And Ribik said another relaxing instrument, helicopter used in Stockhausen Sonata. Yeah, that could be. I like me some Stockhausen every once in a while. In small doses. There's a lot of interesting music. I was a big fan of Penderecki. Just super creative stuff, really weird and creative, and also Barrio. Really creative. So, and also the 12 tone composers, Schoenberg and Berg and Webern. Cool stuff. Okay, are we getting close to? Let's get our Tuesday music, our Gimme Five figured out pretty soon. And in the meantime, I want to do a little bit of music mindfulness talking today. One of the concepts of music mindfulness, one of the things that I think is very relevant, and it might be best illustrated in the handpan. Like if I talk into this handpan, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the whole thing kind of resonates. All these notes right here, they are a constellation of similar, things that vibrate because of one another and together. And what does this have to do with mindfulness? In my thinking, the lesson that we can learn and apply from music and sympathetic vibrations is that our mind is, and people have talked about the brain like as being a network, right? And you could think of it almost like a web, like a spider web, where if something touches it in one part, and similar to the handpan, or similar to maybe even the Monolini or monochords, or any instrument that has a lot of receptors that can pick up different notes and resonate with them. If anything touches the spider web, right? I mean, this is how spiders get their prey. If anything touches that spider web, the whole thing vibrates, right? And the ripple, it goes out, and there's vibration across the whole thing. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed that my mind kind of works the same way. Not that my whole brain, I'm not saying my whole brain vibrates. What I'm saying is when I have a thought about something, or let's say we usually have a thought about something, it has the potential to resonate across our mind and across our memory. And it can touch just about anything because it's all connected, right? You guys get that. I mean, it's not a secret. If I say to you, like if I give you a word, right, or if an image, if I say apple, and now you think apple, you're not just going to think about one thing, right? You're going to think about all kinds of different things that are related to that. And that effect, you know, in your mind right now, maybe you're seeing images, you're thinking, you're getting pictures, words, experiences, memories, ideas. That, I call that the bloom, the thought bloom, right? You just touch the mind with something. One note, one touch of an idea or a word or an action or it could be something you see or something somebody does. It could even be just an image or, anything that comes into our perception has the potential to resonate across our minds. Now, that's normal and it's nothing to be worried about. But what happens a lot of the time is that depending on our orientation and our state of mind, what is amplified as a result of that touch of an experience or a word or an idea will become bigger based on our conditioning, based on our mood, based on our background, our traumas, our experiences, all these things that go into the constellation of who we are will shape the result of that little touch into our mind. And I find that really fascinating. And when I know that, when I understand that, and I'm mindful of that, I can put whatever happens as a result of an experience and my reaction to that experience. It helps me put it into perspective and contextualize it and understand what's happening. Because sometimes the things that get vibrated, the things that get brought up, sometimes, it could be a trauma or something, or it could be a group. And again, this idea of resonance and things resonating together is that it's not just one thing creates a vibration of another thing, or it brings up a thought or an emotion of, it just doesn't bring up one. And the thing is, as soon as it brings up another thing, now that thing will resonate across your mind, right? You guys, right? Does that make sense? And so mindfulness, vis-a-vis the music idea of resonance, of resonating harmonies and frequencies, is about recognizing that these things happen in our minds, much like they happen in musical instruments and through sound. And that sometimes things can kind of get over resonant, right? You can think about your thoughts almost like harmonics. And sometimes it could feel overwhelming because of just the way our minds work. And in extreme cases, we might call that PTSD. Sometimes people worry, and I feel like worrying is a form of negative resonance in your mind, like things just triggering other things, triggering. And we don't understand sometimes how that's happening or why it's happening, and so we can't do anything about it. But when we understand how our mind works that way, we can say, okay, I understand what's happening. It's okay. I'm not going to get carried away in it. All right. So let's, so that's just something for you guys to think about as you're noticing your own thinking. And I hope that's helpful. All right, we're going to go with Alex today, according to Roseanne. Thank you, Roseanne. So, djembe, sleigh bells, singing bowls, monolini, bass flute. All right, that could be a little challenging. I'll try it. I'm wondering if we could substitute maybe the djembe for something else, though, Alex, because all of the other things are relatively quiet instruments, and I feel like the djembe might be... How about cajon? Can we do that? Djembe might be a bit loud, and it's back there. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to substitute the cajon for the djembe, and then we'll do sleigh bells, singing bowls, monolini, bass flute. So I don't know how it's going to sound. We're going to find out. We're going to find out together. So I think we're good. Yeah. I got the cajon here. So let's go to the next thing, I'm gonna grab the sleigh bells. So before I ever play, I like to just organize things so I can get to them easily. And let's see, I think we're good. So the question is, let's just check it. I want to check the tuning. Now I know I can play A with the Monolini. Ooh. It's kind of out there. I'm gonna do it though, you know what? Because a little out of tune is okay. Not everything is perfectly in tune. But I kind of wanna bring it over here. Let me change a couple things real quick. I'm gonna move this. I hope I can do this without crashing everything down here. Okay. Let's bring this over. I gotta move a stand. Okay, hang on. Oh my goodness. All right. How about that? I don't know how relaxing this is going to be. It might be a little scary. I mean, let's just try it. I don't know. Maybe I can put some chorus on it or something. Let's go for it. All right. It's close enough. right, everybody. That's our time. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks, Roseanne, and everybody who showed up today. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and it's chill, and it's relaxing. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. See more at patreon.com/Kalani. Become a patron, support this show and all of the videos that we put across all the channels, World Drum Club, Ukulele Club channel, Kalani Music channel. Shoot me a message if you need some help. We'll see you guys next week.
World Drum Club,